Hi, I'm Justin, Product Manager at Salsa Cycles, and with me here today is Jade. We're here to walk you through setting up suspension on our split pivot bikes. Proper suspension setup is critical because it simply makes the bike ride better. A properly set up bike has more traction and control when braking, turning, and accelerating. There's 3 basic steps to follow when setting up suspension: preparing the rider and bike, setting sag, and adjusting rebound dampening. In this video, we're focusing on the first 2 steps. First, we prep the rider and the bike. Make sure the rider is fully kitted with clothes, helmet, shoes, pack, repair kit, and hydration. All these items add weight and therefore affect sag. Next, ensure seat height is positioned for pedaling, including fully extending dropper posts. Prior to setting sag, set compression damping to the minimum settings on the fork and shock, followed by adjusting rebound to the minimum setting. Now that step 1 is complete, we move on to step 2, setting sag. Have the rider apply the brakes and get on the bike. Hold the middle of the handlebar and squeeze the front wheel with your knees to hold the rider up. We're going to dial in rear suspension first because it has a direct effect on fork sag. If rear sag is not correct, fork sag will be wrong too. Have the rider release both brakes and bounce up and down on the bike, then have a seat. Slide the O-ring all the way up to the wiper seal. Pull up on the top tube to prevent unwanted movement while the rider slides forward and dismounts the bike. Ask the rider to be gentle dismounting the bike because we do not want the O-ring to move. The correct amount of sag for all Salsa split pivot models is 30% of suspension stroke, as shown here. If sag is more than 30%, we would add air to the rear shock and retest. If sag was at less than 30%, we would decrease air pressure and retest. With proper sag settings, we adjust rebound damping. From the minimum damping setting, count the number of clicks to full slow or maximum damping. Then adjust rebound damping to 1 click faster than the middle setting as a starting point. Now that rear sag is correct, we're ready to set fork sag. Have the rider hop up on the bike and assume a neutral standing position with weight on feet and hands. Then have them release the brakes and give the bike a couple bounces, then stay in the ready position. Once the rider is still, move the O-ring all the way to the wiper seal. Hold the top tube while the rider eases off the bike. Just like with rear sag, we don't want the rider moving the O-ring. On the fork, we're looking for 25% sag. This is the right amount for all riders on all of our bikes. If the O-ring was at more than 25%, we would add air to the fork and retest. If it was at less than 25%, we would take out air and retest. With step 2 complete, adjust rebound damping per the fork manufacturer's instructions. Remind customers to check sag every few rides. For more information on split pivot and our full suspension bikes, check out salsacycles.com.